It's the dentist. Right?
Yeah, it's but
Yeah,
it's,
but you don't want it.
yeah.
Right.
Right.
Helinka, you speak English?
Yes,
Of course. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not in the US.
In the US, you get arrested for that. Dude.
Yeah.
Good thing
That's
we
true.
did. We should have a banana.
Hai tolto la casetta un attimo? Hai tolto?
Yeah, he's the one that came up with that.
We are here in Asolo with Nina Rosenblum and Dennis Watling. AsoloArtFilmFestival has the honor to host them for the 28th edition of the AsoloArtFilmFestival, and they will show also two of their films, Twin Lenses and Sly and Jimmy, the skin I am in. Sorry for that. Are you enjoying the Asolo and the place of Asolo, the city of Asolo, and what are your experiences of the festival?
We're completely enjoying our time here. We've met marvelous people. The intensity of the love of film has been great, and the screenings have been very wonderful. Many new friends that we've met, and the concentration on the high quality of the films and the art exhibitions has been a real joy. So we love it here.
I've been to many places. Some of them beautiful, some of them beautiful people. Here in Oslo, they have both. Another thing that I have to get on camera, the women are beautiful.
That's the Italian women, you know.
Beautiful.
No, Nina, you are the daughter of a famous photographer of the US, Walter Rosen. How being the daughter of a famous photographer affect your job, your work in film?
Well, my father's definitely impacted everything. I can't even... Give me 1 minute.
Sorry. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. My father, I should start again. I say, you're going to cut this, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I say my father impacted everything because I wouldn't have done any of the films, I think, without his influence, because he was the most passionate social documentary photographer. And he loved people, he loved Italy, he loved humanism, and he helped me in every way to do the films that I've done. And I can say honestly that my father is with me all the time, and his influence is profound. Dennis and I even made a film about my father, which opened here 2 years ago, and his spirit is with us always.
Her father was a tremendous influence of mine, and primarily because of my background. And I come from Harlem in America, come from a very poor environment. Well, her father photographed people who came from my environment, and he showed the light of hope in their faces in each of his photographs. And so I always felt that I was in effect an extension of his work. So I mean, when Nina and I did the film on his life called In Search of Pitt Street, it was a true labor of love. You know, being Nina's father, him being the father of representing people like myself in the very best way.
The light of hope, you said.
The light of hope, and always believing in humanity, believing in the human spirit will triumph over all. So he had no negativity. He had been in the Second World War. He landed on Omaha Beach at D-Day. He was a liberator at the Dachau concentration camp, but he never was bitter. He always had the most darling sweetness, the most caring, genuine sympathy, and I think he certainly taught us how to see life through his eyes.
You know, it's interesting too, because he fought in World War II. He confronted many conflicts. But one of the biggest was he came to my neighborhood and photographed, okay? Now that was really dangerous. But in each case, he was very careful to let the world know that it was much bigger than most people knew. And his representation of such a wide range of people, I think that is what will make his work live on through eternity.
No, the last question.
Last one? Come on,
The
we're
last,
just
the,
getting
la-
heated
the,
up.
la- the last one. Yesterday we screened the raw version of Sly and Jimmy, The Skin I'm In.
Right.
But you told us that there were some problems in the US to release the movie. Tell us about this. What's happened?
Well, one of the reasons why I was so grateful that this film showed in the festival was because we had a different idea of what we wanted to show in this movie. And we worked very hard on it. And the people, Sly and the Family Stone, all of the people, they were extremely gracious in giving their time because they believed in what we were doing. But what happened was that once we got to the first rough cut, the people at the network, or the people that put up the money essentially, they decided that they didn't like the path that we were on. They took the film back from us. The network that produced the film and in effect provided the money, at the last minute, about 3 weeks before it was done, they took the film back from us and they decided they didn't like the path we were on and they would cut it in an entirely different way. Our rough cut that showed here last night, it survived, but it was essentially put aside. Their version, which played on network air, did not work for the people and it quickly went away. But the film that we did, even though it was in its rough cut, it survived. It became popular on the internet and things like that. And subsequently, we were able to show it last night. And I love the fact that, as difficult as censorship can be, in this case, censorship lost because our version is the version that will represent the topic for many, many years to come. And so we beat them. And you don't beat those guys very often.
See, we tried to show the impact of the music on changing the world, which it did, and integrating the world and making the world favor equality for men and women and black and white, and bringing we are all one. Whereas what the network wanted to do was make a kind of tabloid piece, which just had a cheap kind of story of drugs. And so the fight was on, and unfortunately, they had the power of ownership. But luckily, we kept this version, and so this version has been written about, and this version has been shown. And one day, we hope we can put out this version.
Well, of all the films that we've done, okay, I like to characterize this film as our spectacular failure. Where I don't know, it's kind of interesting, but I guess in some cases you can be proud of having failed if your cause was noble enough. And it seems that is what happened, and as a result of it, we get a great deal of satisfaction out of being able to still portray that version that we did. So I'm thankful to you people.
Yeah,
first
very
of all,
thankful
because
to
that's
Asolo, the film festival.
right.
Very thankful.
I love this town. I've only been here a few days, but my love grows each day because it's very much like Harlem. You have a groove here. You know what I mean? The clock is important, but it's not so important that the people and the way they feel and the way they really move is not important as well. And I'm crazy about the fact that I've come all the way around the world to, in a sense, come back to another place like Harlem.
You mentioned the word censorship. You beat the censorship. Speaking of censorship, just to remember that you will be one of the guests of the debate on the 2nd of September about the censorship and the art. Okay? So see you the 2nd of September, and I hope we can have another occasion to speak.
Or you bring the
Great
cameras? Will you
pleasure
bring the
to
cameras
talk
too?
Yes, yes, of course.
Great pleasure.
Very good.
Really, and again,
Thank
as
you.
I
Thanks to
say,
Nina
Thank you so
Rosenbluth
much.
and
Thank you
Dennis.
very much.
Thank you.
There are some photos of your father on internet that we can
Yeah, so certainly on the website,
Oh,
I write it down too. But the thing is, when my father met Janet, he loved him. He said to me, and this was in 1993, he said to me, but you're going to learn a lot from this man.
So, you two know each other
We've been working, making movies since 1993.
1993, so it's like 16 years, no?
Yes, we've made 10
10 films,
films.
yeah, it's a very long...
We've made films for networks, we've made independent films, we've made any variation of kinds of films. We've been working as a team.
It's longer than any marriage I've had.
Loro mi dicevano
di stare zitto è buono,
loro mi dicevano
tranquillo cambia tono,
loro mi dicevano
di non parlare con la bocca piena e camminare dritto bene retto con la schiena, di non andare fuori tema e seguire lo schema oppure andare a letto senza cena, di non creare un problema che non ne vale la pena, di essere grato di essere nato nel lato del mondo che in fondo è perfetto, 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 perfetto come te, Letizia.
È una tipica espressione della vocalità, della leggiadria, del canto all'italiana.
Io non so bene quando è cominciato, a un tratto io non lo vedivo più, cara, è come dici tu, davvero. Non so che cosa mi abbia rovinato, e che ho iniziato a dire troppi no. Forse è per questo che tu mi hai lasciato, e non ci soffrirò nemmeno un po'.
Ma mi spiace per ora, non credo sia un mondo perfetto.
Domani smetto, è meglio se li chiami domani.
Loro mi dicevano
Di stare sui binari,
loro mi dicevano
rispetta questi orari,
loro mi dicevano
stai con i piedi a terra,
loro mi dicevano
è giusta questa guerra.
mi spiace per ora, non credo sia un mondo perfetto.
Domani smetto,
Ho anche lasciato sulla tavoletta del cesso
domani smetto,
e faccio troppi cazzi senza avere il biglietto.
domani smetto, è meglio se li chiami domani.
Loro mi dicevano
Non calpestare l'erba,
loro mi dicevano
non coltivare l'erba,
loro mi dicevano
ma che vestiti porti, e i miei capelli erano o troppo lunghi o troppo corti, e non lo metto il casco omologato, non metto a dieta la mia identità, ho fatto il bagno